Kiss them goodbye. A guide to letting people leave. So you're still not over that breakup. Maybe you were with someone for a while, and they might be the best thing that ever happened to you. But life goes on. Don't try to convince them to stay with you if you know deep down inside they want nothing more than sever ties with you permanently. The end of a long-term romantic relationship can be difficult, especially as it seems like the first time in a really long time that somebody has wanted to walk away from you. But sometimes there are no good reasons left for someone to stay, so it might be better for everyone to just part ways. If you're so hung up on your ex that you can't stop thinking about them, doing everything in your power to get back together with them will guarantee failure. So it's best for both parties involved to go on living their life, and you can move on as well. Letting go of people in your life can be a daunting task, but ultimately one that is necessary to live a fulfilling life. Hopefully these tips will show you how to do just that. So what do you do when people leave? When someone leaves your life, it can be hard to let them go. You may have shared many memories together and had a special connection, but sometimes people just need to move on. If you find yourself in this situation, here are some tips on how to kiss them goodbye. Number 1. Don't take it personally. It's important to remember that the decision to leave isn't about you. They may have different goals or priorities that don't align with yours. Try not to take their departure as a reflection on you as a person. Number 2. Let them go with grace. It's okay to be sad or even angry when someone leaves, but don't try to stop them or make them feel guilty about their decision. Just wish them well and let them know that you'll always treasure the time you spent together. Number 3. Keep the door open. Just because someone is leaving doesn't mean they're gone forever. If you want, stay in touch and keep the possibility of a future reunion alive. Who knows, maybe one day they'll come back into your life when you least expect it, if it is God's will for them to come back. Number 4. Move on. If there's nothing you can do to stop someone from leaving, don't spend too much time brooding over their decision. Instead, spend your energy on making new friendships. Remember that good things will come your way if you just wait them out. Number 5. Learn your lesson. No matter how great someone is, we all have a finite amount of time to share with each other. And that's what makes the bond you share with each other even more amazing. Use your heartbreak as a stepping stone to help you learn which relationships are meant to last and which aren't worth it. Number 6. Love the new people in your life. Same as the previous point. If you spend all your time pining over what might have been, you might miss out on a great new person who could have come into your life. Plus, you won't know what love really is until you find that perfect person for you. Number 7. Never try to change your ex. You'll only end up rebuilding his or her defenses, and he or she won't ever see the wonderful aspects of himself that might convince him to hang around. No sense in taking another chance at heartbreak if you don't stand a good chance of convincing them otherwise. Number 8. Let everything slide off your back. Let it be and focus on yourself. Don't let anyone else's actions bring you down. Number 9. Stop pining over them 24/7 with social media and texting. Avoid obvious signs of obsessive thoughts on all your profiles and conversations, because it just gives off a very negative impression to others and can cause others to see you as desperate. You don't want to send out these negative vibes just for the sake of keeping in contact, especially if you have no possibility of telling them what you truly feel. Number 10. Pose with friends and hold your head high. Remind yourself that there will be even better people out there who both treat you well and get along with your friends. Put in the effort to communicate with those who are just as friendly and feeling the same way. This way, you will put yourself on an even playing field and enable yourself to gain knowledge which you may have not discovered without them. It's easy to be negative, especially when comparing them to someone else, but try to ignore their differences and focus on the similarities. Don't let it get you down. Does this seem like a hefty list of tips, you might ask? But weighing in at only 10 pieces of advice, it shouldn't deter those whose circumstance is more difficult with these types of things in mind. How do you know when to finally let them go and move on with your life? It's never easy to let someone go, but sometimes it's necessary. If someone isn't contributing to your life in a positive way, it might be time to say goodbye. Here are some signs that it might be time to let someone go. They're always negative. They make you feel bad about yourself. They're always causing drama. They're toxic. They're an energy vampire. They're not supportive, and they don't respect your boundaries. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it can really bring you down. If someone is making you feel bad about yourself, that's not a healthy relationship either. And if they're always causing drama, well, do you really need that in your life? Toxic people are poisonous to your happiness and well-being. They will suck the life out of you if you let them. So it's important to know when to cut them out of your life. Energy vampires are another type of person to watch out for. These are the people who are always draining, always demanding, and never give anything back. They will leave you feeling exhausted and depleted. And you shouldn't have to live like that. As soon as you notice someone is toxic or a negative influence, it's time to get away from them. While in the very beginning, it might be great conversation and maybe even the other person might be good for your career. However, at some point, if things go too far around negativity or if the drama takes over your life, you must make some big changes. Most people, especially women, find themselves in jobs or relationships they want out of, thinking about their exes for way too long. Why? Because they are likely toxic influences. So learn to let go. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in the past and won't progress into your future. What are the pros and cons of letting them leave? There are pros and cons to letting people leave. On the one hand, it can be seen as a kindness to let someone go if they are unhappy. On the other hand, it can be seen as a waste to let someone go who might have been able to contribute positively to your life. Many people who have to let others go find it a very difficult experience. Some stay focused on the positive powers, but most have a hard time balancing their feelings of sadness with their sense that letting the person go is for their own good. Whenever someone close to you leaves, sadness is part of life from there on out. This is true even if the relationship turned out so bad that you once wished for them to end. Memories never fade completely, and this brings a certain sense of sadness. But the losses you had early on lose some of the pain. You will grow from these deepest wounds, but it can take some time for that healing to happen. Now get busy and find some things or people to fix. How? When I was younger, I couldn't appreciate what this phase is really all about. I looked at it as a time when a person should be very careful with who they associate with and make sure they are looking out only for themselves. But now, after actively reducing the harms which result from my worst period in life, I'm able to look at this stage differently. Look within to see how you can improve your life. There will always be outside people and causes to help, but the ultimate responsibility rests on you. You can stay in a good place or allow yourself to feel down. It's your choice. If you are still getting back on track and want a little extra help, get ready because a new wine experience is coming out that will let you get a jump start on your good habits again. No more hangovers. What does it mean to forgive? When someone asks for your forgiveness, it can be a difficult decision to make. On one hand, you may feel like this person doesn't deserve a second chance. On the other hand, you may feel like forgiveness is the only way to move on from the pain that this person has caused you. Forgiveness is a personal decision that we all have to make at some point in our lives. There is no right or wrong answer, and there is no single definition of forgiveness. For some people, forgiveness means forgetting about what happened and moving on. For others, it may mean continuing to remember what happened but choosing not to dwell on it or let it affect your present life. Whatever forgiveness means to you, it's important to remember that it's something you do for yourself, not for the other person. Forgiving someone doesn't mean that you condone their actions. It simply means that you're choosing to let go of anger and resentment so that you can move on with your life. Some people find forgiveness easier than others. Many people carry feelings of anger, resentment, or bitterness well past the point when their actions were committed. In order to move past this anger and resentment, you may need to keep your focus on yourself and the damage that's been done to you rather than to continue focusing on the person who has wronged you. It takes time to heal from abuse and move forward with your life. Healing is not a straight line. Often it's more like a spiral where you work your way through different levels of the abuse slowly. Hopefully you can find yourself moving further and further away from the abuser and closer to being able to accept who they really are, while also working to forgive them for the damage they have done. You might want to keep a journal or a diary of your progress in healing and forgiving so that you can see how far you've come. Here are some steps that may help you on your journey. Number 1. Recognize. Like many people, you may have grown up in a home where this form of abuse was perpetuated on you, and other members of your family abandoned you. Sadly, there are very few cultures that are free from abuse. But by realizing this issue, you have come ahead of most people who also grew up with this situation. Number 2. Understand that you are not to blame. It's natural to blame yourself when someone leaves you. You may find yourself saying, after all, if you were better, it wouldn't have happened. Recognize that your abuser has made you feel as if you are worthless. But let me tell you that that's not true whatsoever. You are worthy of unconditional love and happiness. Yes, and you are loved by God. Number 3. Realize that you can break the cycle. That may be hard to do, especially when you have been in it for so long. Either way, it is possible. So what are the activities you can engage in after letting go of someone that left you and broke up with you? It can be really tough when someone you care about leaves you. Suddenly, you may feel like you are all alone in the world and that no one understands what you are going through. While it is definitely important to process your feelings and work through the grief, it is also important to keep living your life. Here are some things that you can do after someone leaves you. 1. Spend time with friends and family who love and support you. Let them help you through this difficult time. 2. Do something that makes you happy. This can be anything from reading a good book to going for a walk in nature. Maybe there is something that you have always wanted to do but never had the time for. Now is your chance. 3. Take care of yourself physically. Make sure to eat healthy foods, get enough sleep, and exercise regularly. Taking care of your body will help you feel better emotionally as well. 4. Seek professional help if needed. Sometimes it can be helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor about what you are going through. They can offer impartial support and guidance as you work through your pain. 5. Seek God's help. Psalm chapter 121 is a great comfort. It reminds us that God is always with us, even sometimes in the most difficult times. It says, I lift up my eyes toward the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Hallelujah. Final conclusion. It's never easy to say goodbye, but sometimes it's necessary. If you find yourself in a situation where you need to let someone go, use this guide to help you through the process. Start by evaluating the situation and your relationship with the person. If you've been feuding or if there's simply no longer any communication, it may be time to say goodbye. Focus on accepting that things have ended and move on. Letting go can be hard, but it's often for the best. Wrapping up on stopping contact with the person that left you. It's important to remember that you can't make someone stay with you if they don't want to. If someone has left you, it's important to let them go. This can be hard, but it's necessary in order to move on. Here are a few tips on how to stop contact with the person that left you. 1. Don't try to contact them. This includes calling, texting, emailing, or messaging them on social media. If they left you, it's because they don't want to be contacted by you. Trying to contact them will only make things worse. 2. Unfriend or block them on social media. Seeing their posts and updates can be painful, so it's best to cut off that source of pain. Once you've unfriended or blocked them, take some time to delete any old messages or pictures that you have of them. 3. Avoid places where you know they'll be. If there's a particular bar or restaurant that you know they frequent, avoid it for a while. It's better to steer clear of places that will remind you of the person that left you. 4. Focus on yourself. Now is the time to focus on you. This means doing things that make you happy, or reach out to new people and make some new friends. Not only will this keep your mind off of the breakup, but it is also healthy for you. 5. Give in to your feelings. There will be times when you're just not feeling very good about the situation you're in. So blast your music and dance around or whatever else makes you feel better in the moment. 6. Offer help to other people who may be going through a similar breakup. This will help you to get over your own feelings as you're helping someone else out. 7. Don't date other people. It's tempting, especially when things have first ended, to seek comfort and affection from other sources. However, this doesn't usually turn out in the long run, and it can make the whole situation worse than before. 8. Think positive thoughts. Creating positive affirmations or repeating phrases that are purposefully uplifting can help you to lighten up as you are going through a breakup. Choose positive phrases that also inspire you and motivate you to do better things in your life. 9. Work out. Doing some sort of form of exercise can help redirect the energy built up from a relationship that has ended, especially when hormones haven't quite flattened out yet. 10. Breakup groups can be really helpful for distraction too. Share experiences and advice, words of encouragement, and the like with other members who are reaching various stages or going through their own breakups. Life is full of surprises, so you never know when a new relationship opportunity may come knocking again. Learning to live as a single person can take some patience and some practice. But every day you can get better and accept how things are for now instead of dwelling on what you don't have or might not ever be able to have. If you need any help at all dealing with your breakup or life in general, drop a comment below this video. May God help you in Jesus' name. Amen.